find you a feature match, and then wander back in here. Taking my good old time. So for the 119 of you who are watching, thanks, as always, for checking us out. Hope tonight has been enjoyable. Are you not enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
We're going to play modern.
That's fun. So, we are now into round 5, the final round of Swiss at the Friday Night Magic Standard Tournament here at Lost Legion Games and Comics in South Charleston, West Virginia. My name is Zachary Evans. Currently by myself here in the broom closet. Hopefully I'll be joined by someone here shortly. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate win and end games. 10 players on 9 points. 3 and 1 will make the top 8 in this. We do have 2 undefeated players. Joseph Deal playing at Naya midrange, who we saw in round 2, playing against Brandon Hart, who we just saw win with Humanimator. Those guys are drawing in. And the rest of them are battling it out. The match that we have for you, on the left, the local legend, Adam Vickers, playing green-black aggro. This is the Brian Kibler deck that you may be familiar with. And then his opponent, the best-dressed man in this entire shop, as always, Yen-shyang. Yen, who top 16 Star City Games Columbus Standard event. He was playing Jund Control back then. He's playing Esper after rotation. He says he does not like this matchup at all. He can't beat an Ooze. Of course, Adam Vickers' deck leans heavily on aggressive creatures like Lotleth Troll and Dreg Mangler and Predator Ooze and Rancor and all kinds of things that are difficult for the 1-for-1 control deck to deal with. But we'll see how it goes here. Like I said, both these players are 3 and 1. So the winner makes the top 8. The loser likely done for the evening. Adam's going to go ahead and shuffle up the rock, paper, scissors cards. The 3 cards from Unglued we use to start all of our feature matches. If you want to win your own playset, make sure to go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. Make sure to like the page and then look for the giveaway announcement that I made during round 2. It is the most recent post on our Facebook page. Like, retweet, comment, and share. All of them get you a separate entry into this week's giveaway, and next week we'll draw for a winner. Paper Tiger for the win. So Adam will lead us off here, and hopefully this will be a good-looking game of Magic. We've had some pretty good quality tonight. We've seen some very interesting plays, some pretty impressive plays. So hopefully we'll chop those up and have those as highlight videos. I don't know why I said hopefully. I'll definitely have them as highlight videos on our Facebook page throughout the week. So make sure you, as I mentioned earlier, go to our Facebook page and like it so you'll get updates on all of that daily content. So I see an Arbor Elf in Adam's hand. It looks like he's going to lead off a sweet white bordered forest. And we see turn 2 Strangleroot Geist pounding in with the Arbor Elf. This is exactly how Adam's deck is drawn up. Just beat down as quickly as possible, no regard for anything else. So Blind Obedience is pretty good on turn 2. Would have been much better if Yen was on the play, obviously, but it does take away haste and helps Yen incrementally gain some life to kind of stave off this onslaught from Adam. As I take a brief pause to enjoy the second part of my strawberry Pop-Tarts that I purchased during round 3. Living the Dream. So Yen choosing here whether or not he wants to play his Watery Grave tapped or not. He does in fact play it tapped. Dreg Mangler comes into play tap, so it does stop haste. A little bit odd to play it pre-combat, but you might just be in the habit of playing the haste creature pre-combat, as you would normally want to do that. Yen looking for a sweeper here. Of course, that's only going to take care of 2 of the 3 threats that Adam's presenting. Godless Shrine tapped and no play. So I'm not sure exactly what Yen's got going on. Another Strangleroot Geist, this time a game day promo. But again, shutting down haste. So here we see a reaction from Yen. He's going to murder something. We talked to this, but Yen is very upset that he has 2 copies of Murder in his deck, but he just says he can't find something better because Ultimate Price is too situational and it can't deal with cards like Boros Reckoner. So he's defaulted to Murder until they print something better. Gotta play the cards that you're dealt. No Dismember effects, no Go for the Throat effects. So by murdering the front half of the Strangleroot Geist, he at least saves himself 2 life. And we'll kill that now with Sweeper, which I think is coming here. Mutilate 4/4. And Yen, being the good sport he is, reminds Adam that the second Strangleroot Geist does come back. So Yen's going to take 3 here from the back half of the Strangleroot Geist, barring any kind of Rancor or other shenanigans. Lotleth Troll coming down, with mana up to regenerate. And 2 Dreg Manglers. It's a very aggressive draw from Adam. 3 Dreg Manglers and 2 Strangleroot Geist. If Yen hadn't had the blind obedience, he would have been dead long ago. There's a good comment in the chat that Victim of the Night might be a good choice too. Liliana plus Extort. So Yen's going to gain some life. Make Adam sack one of his dudes. Gets rid of the Strangleroot Geist. And he's going to Tragic Slip the Lotleth Troll, which gets around Regenerate. So Yen struggling very hard, but trying his best to come up with an answer. And another good point in the chat, Victim of the Night, very difficult 43 color deck. However, almost all of Yen's lands make black mana, but I do think it is very tough. You're very rarely going to cast it on turn 2. Just not a great answer in these colors for currently. No Doomblade effect in this format. Ultimate Price is just not good enough against a lot of relevant creatures. Pump Fake. Obsidat with Extort. Puts him back up to 8. And this might be one of the few times in Magic where we're not going to see Obsidat phase out. No activation from Liliana. It is one of the few Planeswalkers that you don't want to use every single turn. And we're going to see a Tragic Slip on Obsidat. And a Predator Ooze. That is the worst card for Yen. Of course, he's kicking himself now for not having +1 to his Liliana. Liliana's Edict effect, one of the few ways Yen has of dealing with Predator Ooze short of some kind of O-ring effect. So Ooze attacks, triggers. And end of turn Sphinx's Revelation helps Yen dig out a little bit more. trying ever so hard to stabilize. He's already burned through one of his win conditions. Terminus, cast the hard way, and now Yen might just be in a good position. Another Lotleth Troll, but Yen not nearly as scared of a Lotleth Troll with Adam hellbent and on 11 life. So let's see if Yen comes up with a Tameo or another Liliana or potentially another Ghost Council to get in the way of that Lotleth Troll, give him a way of winning. We do see a Drown Yard, Lingering Souls, plus Extort, Flashback plus Extort probably. Seems very good. Yep, and he's going to flash it back with Extort too. So going to go up to 13, drop, excuse me, drop Adam down to 14. Yen's best offensive creature in this match is a 2-cost enchantment. Sometimes it's like that. Flashback, or Scavenge Dreg Mangler onto Lotleth Troll. Attack for 5. Has Trample. So Yen's going to trade all of his dudes for 4 life. The Lotleth Troll does have Trample, but it potentially buys him some more turns, because Adam does have more scavenge targets in his graveyard. Murder gets it done, as Adam is tapped out and cannot regenerate. So Yen getting there with Extort as well. Just death by 1,000 cuts here, as Evilbeard put it earlier in the chat. Blind Obedience gets there eventually. Another Souls plus Extort. See if he flashes it back as well. Adam just draws and says go. Attack in with Souls. Yen is the beatdown now. Tapping 5 for Resistant Obsidat. Nope. Sorin, Lord of Innistrad plus Extort. Gonna make a dude up to 15. Yen running out of tokens. End of turn Wolfir Avenger meets a Dissipate plus Extort trigger. And Adam packing it up. Very impressive performance from Yen. As I talk with my mouth full of strawberry Pop-Tart, because I am nothing if not a consummate professional Magic stream commentator. So there we saw the power of the turn 2 Blind Obedience, allowing Yen to steal a game he had no business winning from the almost entirely haste-based deck of Adam Vickers. And then, ever so slightly, Extort putting Adam down to a dangerous life total, and Yen taking advantage of it. So we move to sideboard here. Excuse me. A little bit of Pop-Tart went down the wrong tube. There we go. Real classy, I know. Question in the chat about whether or not he would have wanted to pre-combat the Sorin, make an emblem, and then get in for 4 with his Lingering Soul tokens. I guess there's pros and cons to both lines of play. I guess Yen just wanted to have more blockers in place. I don't know what was left in the rest of his hand, but Adam has no life gain, so I guess he just assumed he was going to play defensive and just went off Extort triggers. So either way seems fine. Of course, with Blind Obedience, you don't have to worry about your Sorin getting killed by a Geist or a Mangler. So we see Deathrite Shamans coming in from Vickers. I don't know what else he put in. I'll try to see as he shuffles them, but Deathrite's going to interact favorably with Lingering Souls, and should Yen be playing Snapcaster Mage, which I assume he is playing. Of course, I could be entirely... Also, Golgari Charm which is great against Lingering Souls tokens, as well as destroying Blind Obedience. Now let's see if we have the typical Adam Vickers 6-pile shuffle, in which they all start off in very neat piles, and then by the end of it, end up in one massive mound of cards. He is aware that we make fun of him for doing this on the stream all the time, so he may be consciously avoiding the pile. I don't know, it is kind of a pile. That one was one of the cleaner 6-pile shuffles we've ever seen from Vickers. So we go to game 2 again. These players are 3-1, so the winner of this match will head to the top 8. And the loser will head to Baskin Robbins and be done for the night. This, of course, one of the unfortunate circumstances of not having access to deck lists. This being an FNM level, obviously we don't have deck registration or anything formal like that. I'm usually able to get the deck list from players who performed well or at least played on stream after the fact, but I'm unable to give you any kind of insight as to what they sideboarded. What you can see is the same thing I can see. So, like I said, I know Vickers is bringing in like some Deathrites and some Golgari Charms, and Yen, I have no idea what he's bringing in. So we shuffle up for game 2 here. And I slowly lose steam. It's been a long evening. It's deceptively tiring sitting in this broom closet and talking to myself. Usually I get the players that draw in to come in here and play to help commentate, but the 2 draw-ins decided to play some Modern during this round, so that's where they are. My other commentators are out playing Commander with my Commander decks. Turn 1 Arbor Elf off an untapped Overgrown Tomb. The Overgrown Tomb art from the new set that I don't like because it looks like a giant toboggan. Tapping for 3 for Dreg Mangler. Nope, Predator Ooze. The best thing that Adam can do on turn 3, in my opinion. Very difficult for Yen to answer, because he can't murder it. He can only make him sack it or Terminus. 2 Rancors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Taking 6. Yen down to 14. So Yen praying for a Miracle Terminus at this point. I'm not really sure what gets him out of this. And of course, a Miracle Terminus is not very good either against a 2 Rancor draw from Adam. Half of his deck has haste, and oh my. Sometimes Magic is not a game of skill. It is just a game of running well. So taking 9, dropping down to 5. Yen's pouring does not approve. Yen, our resident prop comic, look at that. Terminus off the top. So looking at Adam's hand, he has a Garruk, Relentless, and a Tragic Slip. So at least Yen has staved it a little bit here. A question in the chat about whether or not Yen has Rock's Faithmender on the board. He very likely does. I'm just not familiar. A pass from Adam does not have his 4th land to play Garruk, so it gives Yen a window of opportunity here to stick some business, or at least help him, or at least possibly draw out of this. I guess Yen debating playing a 5 mana for Ghost Council. And again, I don't think he'll be phasing him out just to block the I'm going to load up on Rancors here. Might as well. 1 Rancor, 2 Rancors. So now with the 5-power dude that will trade with the Ghost Council, Yen can't even attack in. Of course, I don't think he would attack in. At this point, I think Obzadad is just a very expensive, in both terms of the word, wall at this point. Mutilate, and he has 2 swamps, I believe. 2 watery graves. So attacks in with the Ghost Council. No. And there's Garruk. And there's Adam Vickers' token. Playing with his own tokens. After that, coming back. Dropping Adam to 12. Yen needs to, likely need to find a way to answer that Garruk. Of course, if he attacks in, he's going to eat 8 from that wolf token. Of course, Adam may not be willing to, well, he's not going to block. But Adam may not be willing to go all in on the 3 Rancors on his wolf token, knowing that Yen is playing targeted removal like murder. I'm going to talk to him afterwards. Alchemy. Yen looking for business. Can't see what he's got there. Looks like another Mutilate, a Terminus. I see a Mutilate and a Terminus. Looks like he's going to take the Mutilate and cast it this turn. 1, 2, 3. Another Mutilate. And he'll blink his Obzadad. Adam on a 2-turn clock. So here comes a Lotleth Troll. Puts 1 Rancor in it, leaves Regeneration mana up. Obzadad comes back in. Swings the live total again, 2 in each direction. Drown Yard online for Yen. Liliana of the Dark Realms. Using it to -X, -X. And there's a tragic slip on Obzadad. So brutal for Yen as he loses his win condition, but he is going to cast the front half of Lingering Souls. And there's Garruk. Going to make a wolf. Yep. He's not in here. So Yen going to remove the other half of his Lingering Souls. Yen serving in with his 2 souls to take Garruk down to 1. Of course, he's flipped now. Rancor on the wolf. Another Rancor on the wolf. Another Rancor on the wolf, leaving Adam with a tragic slip. He's going to take 6, but trade his 2 Lingering Soul tokens. Adam's going to likely play an Arbor Elf. Make a wolf token with Garruk. No, he's just going to resuit with the Rancor. Indian's going to flash back Alchemy. See, Blind Obedience, 2 Sphinx's Revelation, and a blue card. So Obedience, Snapcaster, and Sphinx's Revelation go into the bin. So Yen looking for, I guess, an O-ring in this spot. Going to finish off, no, he's going to finish off the Garruk there. Now he's looking for an answer to the endless stream of Rancors that Adam has access to. There's a Strangleroot Geist. He's going to split Rancors. So there we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yen's going to Sphinx's Revelation in response to gain 6, up to 11. Yeah, and after damage, Yen down to 2. So it's Terminus or no in this spot. Mutilate won't be good enough either. Murder won't be good enough either. Has to be Terminus. Or another Sphinx's Revelation. He did lose 1 Terminus on the previous Forbidden Alchemy. O-ring on the Strangleroot Geist, very good. Now that makes his Tragic Slip and Murders live. Another Obsidat? It is in fact another Obsidat, so Yen back up to 4. Adam down to 8. And the front half of Lingering Souls. So Yen has 9 power of blockers now. He's at 4 life. He's representing lethal on board. 2 turn clock in the air. Yen deciding what he wants to do here. He's trading all of his Lingering Souls tokens for it. He is going to go down to 1 by doing this. Arbor Elf. Tragic Slip on Obsidat. You would think that he should have exiled Obsidat in that spot, but knowing that Adam has so many haste creatures in his deck, he would just straight lose to an additional haste creature if he blinked him. Hello.
Yeah, I want to make some commentary.
Okay. Hey, we have to shut that door. They'll hear me. So O-ring on the Arbor Elf.
These guys are also both very handsome. You can't tell.
Well, Yen always wins the award for best dressed.
I think he comes right from work.
He does, where he is a lawyer at the federal building.
Oh, I was going to say he was a member of the Yakuza.
He could be that as well.
But I think that's a common joke against Asian men in suits.
Could be.
Are they at 1?
So Yen has a ton of mana open. He's going to Golgari Charm. No, Flashback Forbidden Alchemy. Try to find a Dissipate or a Murder.
Well, a murder, yeah, I guess not. Because he didn't make triple block, double block with him,
He has all dual lands in that pile.
they just look like hollow fountains and glacial fortresses.
No, that's an isolated chapel. He doesn't have... Yes, it's live.
Oh.
Tragic Slip. Good enough for the front half. Vickers working on a 3 Rancor draw this game.
Actually, it's pronounced Rancor. Rhymes with anchor. Common mistake.
You can just come here and troll me.
Well, that is the purpose of language.
Oh! Terminus off the top.
It's pretty solid.
So Yen, was somebody knocking on the door?
I think so. Someone's rapping on the chamber door. We're just making commentary.
I'm heading out.
See you later, ma'am.
Huh? It's my dragon. It's my bag. They're invited to come over if you want.
So Dissipate takes out Deathrite Shaman. Drown Yard in play. I think he has 2 Drown Yards in play.
Just told Alec. I just told Alec to invite you if you wanted to come over.
Another Deathrite. I had to shut that door, guys. So double Drown Yard, that's going to be like a, I don't know, like a 6-turn clock at this point. I don't know if that's going to be good enough.
I don't know how you can see these.
All
the images from.
I've been doing this a long time. I'm also a lot closer than you are, to be fair.
Well, still, like, I can see that there's a swamp in play because of the large skull.
Mm-hmm.
That's about all I can make out.
Opposite that comes in, drops Vickers to 4, Yen up to 3. But with the 3 Rancors in hand, the Deathrite comes in for 7, which was 2 trample damage, so just 1, which will still leave Yen at 1. This has been a close one. Yen has stabilized at 1 twice already. So there's all the Rancors. Yen offering the trade. Surviving at 1 yet again. Drown Yard twice. Of course, these are relevant because there's the 4th Rancor, and these are relevant because Adam does have scavenge targets.
Still pronounced Rancor, by the way.
I will never stop making that mistake. I do know that you're exactly right. I do know that it is pronounced Rancor.
I think the majority of people actually who play Magic still say Rancor. I blame Star Wars.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. They also came out a few years ago, or a few months ago, and Mark Rosewater said that officially he's called Garruk, but people still call Garruk.
He's definitely called Garruk, but Garruk just sounds dumb, and I don't know why people love it.
I should mention that this is the sound of the voice you're hearing is Aaron Daly. Did you win your round 5?
I did not.
Oh, so you're 3-2.
I am.
So 1-3-2 might sneak in.
Yeah, I think my tiebreakers aren't that good.
So we see Golgari. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. It gets convoluted. So we see Golgari Charm here on the O-ring, trying to get back. Is this Strangleroot Geist, I think? Snapcaster Mage on Dissipate. Not so much a slow roll as just trying to find it in his giant graveyard. Double Drown Yard, yeah. So we might be into 1-turn mode. I think, count it. There it is. That's a very good game of Magic. Yen was dead multiple ways. Like, he just had to... Yeah, I mean, Adam had 2 Rancors in his opening hand and drew a 3rd on the second draw step.
Such a I side in a race just to deal with Rancor, and now Blind Obedience. I think that's going to be a big deal.
In your Naya deck?
Yeah, it's sideboard, clearly.
Have you ever thought about Rave Revelation?
Only today, because I forgot that it was in Standard again.
Yeah, that's the problem with these reprints, is because you forget which one they are.
I feel like such an ass.
I was earlier. I was thinking about how we could put Goblin War Chief or Goblin Chieftain in a deck, and then realized that's not in M13. So
it feels like I think Krenko is the replacement-ish.
Yes, not a very good replacement for that regard, but.
Well, yeah.
So congratulations to Yen-shyang. He does move to 4-1. He's definitely into the top 8. Adam will have to wait and see how the tiebreakers sort out. We do have 10 minutes left, so I'm going to step out real quick and see if there's another match we can slide over. I seriously doubt it.
Why don't you ever play? Because you're always doing this.
Yeah, I also don't like Standard.
Fair enough. What's your preferred?
Like I said, did you play old formats? If I was going to do anything too fun, like I don't know. Like I say, modern. If you play modern, it's like the 2
So, I mean, you probably won't mind if you just move Weiss back, away. Okay, he thought that you could move
All right, so we got one. There is one.
Somebody moving over?
No, we don't have a name that's coming in.
So do you just...
I am going to switch over to the camera that's in here.
Are people actually watching at home right now?
164 watched that game.
Really?
Yeah. Our record is 340. I am switching, so if you don't want to be on the internet, let me know now.
It's fine. I'm handsome.
You're a good-looking man. You're a pharmacy student, right?
Yeah. I don't have the epic beard, though.
It might. You're going to have to start now, and then come see me in about 4 months, I think.
See, because mine doesn't close right here, so I'd have the weird, like, mustache and then goatee, and it's bad. And then I'm bald, too, so I got to make sure that it's...
If you grow a beard this long, and then you do have a shaved head, you do have to be the bass player in a metal band.
I was going to say, people just
you're going
assume
to have to change career paths, so think about that.
I have no musical talent at all.
Well, most bass players don't. Alright, so
the bass player's always the business guy or the drummer. Man.
Yeah, he's the brother of the one of the other guys in the band usually.
You can't even hear the bass in rock or metal anyway. Like Metallica,
Yeah.
I think they hate bassists.
Yeah, it just happens. We've talked about this in the past. One of the things that I think is always funny is like people wear like I grow this beard because I like having a beard. I like having a big beard in the winter, and but I always hate people who are like they wear like their ability to grow facial hair is like some kind of red badge of courage. It's like you have no control over that.
Well, have you ever been to BustedTees.com?
Yes.
Have you seen their one that's a beard growth chart?
No.
And it's like inches
Just
going down, and it says beard growth chart. It'd be great.
I don't want to get it like I'm not trying to approach like ZZ Top level. Maybe Duck Dynasty, but not ZZ Top.
Duck Dynasty?
I'd have to
Oh
go
wait,
to
no, I know what that is. I'm sorry.
that reality show.
I don't watch a lot of reality TV because I can feel myself getting stupider every time I watch it.
I cannot fault you for that. So you're playing Night Humans.
Yes.
Come on in. Hey Max.
Hello.
So you did win, right?
We drew.
You drew. You can draw in.
Oh, well, I don't know. We offered the draw when we sat down, and
Then you
just
won.
played it out, and then I won 2 out of 3.
Well, that sucks. I started off 3-0 too, and I thought things were going to go real well, but all my matches came down to that third, and I only won by like this much in a top deck. Like that game with the Temple Garden and the Silverblade and the Lightning Mauler. Lightning Mauler is underrated, I think.
We were talking about that. It's very good.
Is he a human?
Yeah.
Is he human? Wow.
But the thing is, I'm trying to see if I can make room for Burning Tree Emissary.
Yes.
Because turn 2, Burning Tree Emissary with
Is that
1 or 2.
Is that a human?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
Like
Card's really
turn
good.
1 champ. Turn 1 champ. Turn 2 Burning Tree Emissary. Maybe another one even. And then a Lightning Mauler. Swing for like 8 first turn, something like that. Second turn, something crazy like
Do you
that.
play Angel of Glory's Rise on your sideboard?
No, I'm wondering if I should, because a lot of these games
Maybe
are going
one.
to...
I would just play like one against decks like the one like Yen-shyang we just saw, like because that's what that's the best top deck in the
I
world.
played 2 zombie apocalypses in my sideboard.
You are.
Yes.
What are you playing?
Grixis Control. Grixis Control.
I'm still trying to get a hold of all the duels, so... But I tell you, the box of Gatecrash I got, it's probably the best box I've ever opened, ever. So statistically, you get like a dual end every, 8 packs?
Yeah, it's a rare, so
it's
what's every 8?
36 packs. I got 4 duels, and one of them is foil.
Nice.
And then like 6 mythics, including 2 Obsidats in a single box. If I wanted to sell it, it would pay for itself. But I want to keep it all. And now I have to make some kind of spirits deck.
But you can sell it as my new boxes. Cycle. You just cycle it. Let's get a new box.
Just let it
Well,
ride.
I could, but there's no way. I've never gotten a box deck.
You're never going to open a box better than that.
No, I'm not.
It's just
Never.
a downgrading every time. Until eventually you just have like 14 play sets of commons, and you're just like, I don't hate Magic now. I don't want to play anymore.
Well, the thing is, economically, it makes sense to buy singles, but I have to buy 1 box when I
The
can.
most economical thing is to not buy Magic cards.
Well, yeah.
But that is something that none of us can do.
What sucks is that when you really think about it, you're just buying cardboard. We're
Yeah, I
gonna
have
paint
a-
this cardboard for you, and you're
Don't-
gonna pay us lots of money for it.
Yeah, trust me, I am well aware. I have a lot of worthless cardboards. But you got to do what you
We
can
were
do.
homeless.
So let's
Well,
talk.
gonna be cold.
So let's talk a little bit here.
Build a house out of it.
So Brandon Hart is in playing Humanimator. Joseph Deal is in playing Naya.
Who's playing Human Reanimator?
The guy that you
Scott
lost.
Jordan?
No, Brandon.
Brandon.
I assume
The guy you
Michael
played.
Scott Drew.
I don't know. I think Scott played.
They were done like, I guess they're both playing Burn.
They're both playing Red Deck Wins, so they could be done.
They were done before we were done with game 1.
They could be done before you're done shuffling.
So I was assuming they drew, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. I don't know how the math works out.
Alec won.
There are a lot of nines. So
You played Alec, didn't you?
I have mulled down to 5 twice tonight.
you played Alex. Alec won. What was Alex playing? The guy you played just past round.
Tokens.
Human. Oh, no, that wasn't... Oh, he was playing,
Solar Flare or Junk Tokens?
I think it was Junk Tokens. The thing is, my deck was not producing the mana, and he killed me way quicker than... It had Obsidat and Lingering Souls. And since my deck wasn't doing anything, he just ran over me.
But then Yen will get in there, but he beat Vickers. You should go back and watch the match between Yen and Vickers. Like, Vickers had about 2 of the most aggressive starts that his deck can produce, and Yen still won. Like, first game off the back entirely of Blind Obedience, and the second game just like he stabilized it 1 twice. It's just very good magic. So good to see. How did Joey end up doing?
I think he's still playing.
So
He's playing Garrett, didn't he?
yeah. So it means he's not still playing. It means Garrett is still playing. Is he playing that Bant monstrosity that goes to time all
Is
the
anyone playing Auras?
No. Thank God. That's the most boring, uninteractive magic
I
possible.
pulled out a bunch of the 3 arbors.
Well, I was thinking about putting Boros Charm in that deck, but
In your deck?
I can't figure out what to take out. It's in the sideboard, but like right now it's 29 creatures, 4 Rancors, 4 Celestia Charms, and it does well, but it's not very flexible. So I mean, put those Rays of Revelation, I suppose.
It's good. I don't know. I like your Blind Obedience comes in off the sideboard, right? That card's really good. It's perfect in your deck because like you just want to. It's perfect against like in the matchup you use it where you're just trying to get them to play blockers tapped. Like you're ahead in the board. You just play that on turn like 3, and then just everything says cannot block for 1 turn.
Well, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll try to, at least after turn 5, just try to play the Mauler and the Silverblade together, and it's just unexpected 8 right there.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't always work out that way, but it's solid. It's just I need to work on the sideboard. That's the biggest thing.
It's a question about what the popping sound is. I don't hear a popping sound. It might just be in the ether somewhere. They have, so we're just waiting. When I went out there, there were 2 matches that were still going on. Logan Cutlup is playing Naya mid-range against Drew Sher, who's playing Jund. And I caught them right after they had drawn their 7 and started to play their first land, and so I don't bother asking people to move at that point.
Oh yeah.
And then the other match is Garrett Meadows playing Bant Control versus Joey Smith playing Mono Green Aggro, and they're deep in their game, so could be game 2, game 3. Just burning time until then.
Oh, can I tell you though? The card is pronounced Omniscience and not Omniscience.
That one,
If I hear Omniscience one more time, I'm gonna kill people.
So you
Rancor rhymes with Anchor. It's Garruk and not Garruk. It's Necropotence and not Necropotence. What else?
you're like the grammar Nazi of
A little
the
bit,
magic.
because and when they're real words, especially okay, if you want to say necropotence, fine. If you're gonna completely ignore the rules of language, it's not a crumbling necropolis. Mm-hmm. You don't perform a necrology on.
Actually,
something.
I do. I perform
Necrology.
Yeah, exclusively.
And what's the other one? There's another one that people mispronounce. Okay, especially when they're real words like sanguine bond. Mm-hmm. I've heard Sanjuin bond. Well, so many times.
Yeah, Omniscience torques me off because it's like you say, it's like a real word. Like that. Before there was ever a magic card, a blue enchantment called Omniscience, there was just an English word that meant all-powerful or all-knowing.
The only time I want to hear someone say Omniscience is if they're making fun of people that call it Omniscience. Like, I'm going to play this Omniscience, all my stuff's free. But if they're seriously, I can't do it.
Only in trolling fashion is what you're saying, is it allowed?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Also, less often, but I've heard it, Zealous conscripts.
I get. Now that one, I'm curious if we busted out the dictionary, if it has alternate pronunciation.
I know it comes from zeal.
Like Calliope, and technically in the dictionary, it's that you can pronounce it Calliope. which is like way wrong. But
What
it's
is a calliope? Is that a name, I thought?
It's a musical instrument. It's like an organ.
Oh. I don't know anything about music.
I don't really know anything about calliope. I just know that word exists in that fashion. Getting some sweet emails here. This is the worst part of doing the broadcast, is just waiting for fools to finish so we can go to the top 8.
I don't think I'm going to squeak in the top 8. My tiebreakers weren't that good.
Well, I was trying to, yeah, we noticed that too when you were playing, because one game you had turn 2 champion, which I imagine meant that you did not have a plains because you had to play a Clifftop Retreat untapped, or tabbed. I was trying to figure out what your chances were here based on who won. There was no pair down, so it's pretty simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If these two guys drew, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yen makes 5. The winner of this one makes 6. And then if Scott Driver and Michael Taylor drew, that makes 8.
I don't know how you guys figured that out, because I do not understand the math sometimes.
I figure it out because I have this sheet here and I can look, but I can't do it on the fly. And people always ask me all the time, and like I'm a professional engineer, like numbers are what I do. People are always like, can I do this and that? I say, I don't want to think about it, because it makes my head hurt, and I don't want to be responsible for you drawing yourself out of the top 8. That has happened before. People are like, oh, let's shop. There's a certain contingent at the shop. We've mentioned them multiple times before. They would, I say that if you gave them a quarter profit, they would chop round 1. You know what I mean? They're always looking to turn like the modest profit. They don't really care about like winning. They just, so they are awarding.
Forbidden on this?
I try to keep it at a minimum.
All right, cool. So the thing is about Magic players in general is that it's hard to find someone who's not socially awkward, is a gracious winner or loser, and bathes. Now,
usually you can hit one of the 3.
Yeah, I like to think I'm a combination of those. I can have a normal conversation with someone. But then, like, there's some guy who will remain nameless, drafted last week, a week ago, on release day. I think I just won
a
pack. Foil. Oh, a pack.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not in top 8.
7 through 16 is a pack.
To be continued.
We'll be here when you come back in. So while Aaron steps out and wins his pack for his 7th or 9th through 16th, and we're getting ready for the top 8. So make sure, we've lost a lot of you, I know, but make sure you stick around here. We will be back with top 8 action. Should have some good matches here. We'll get some of the burn decks on, since we've been avoiding them all night, basically because their matches end so stinking quick. But we should have some good decks in the top 8. Should be good, so we'll see how many rounds they play. I'm sure they'll play at least the quarterfinals, so you'll at least get one more round of Magic here. And remember, I do want to reiterate to everyone who is watching, if you have not done so already, and you would like to help the stream out if you enjoy what you're seeing, please click all the buttons you see on this Twitch page. Below the video window, you've got buttons to like our Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Remember, everything that we record eventually goes up on YouTube a few days after it's recorded. And then also, if you're watching for the first time on Twitch, click the follow button, which is, as we pointed out, is right there somewhere, I think, above the video window to the left. Click the follow button. You'll get an email notification anytime our stream goes live. So if we do something unscheduled, you'll be able to get an email, and it will tell you when we are live. So if you could do that, it would be appreciative. Did you all play or did you draw, Scott?
Me and Mike Taylor drew. We are in as the
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so no through 2s get in then.
But we're talking about splitting top 8 because everybody feels awful.
Top 8?
I know. I don't care one way or the other.
That's boring.
I know.
Top 4.
Yeah, I would split.
I have like an arbitrary rule. It's completely arbitrary, but top 4 I'm always like, eh.
Yeah.
It's not even 11 o'clock. So we are waiting while everyone decides what they're doing. This is a perfect time for you to click all those buttons.
Yeah, 2 mono red decks in the top 8.
Yep. Boris Reckoner is tough to deal with. You got Humanimator, Naya mid-range, red deck wins, Grixis control, Esper control.
So I gotta find out this guy's name because he just did me a real huge solid. So I won a pack. And
did you open that?
well, the guy, one of the guys comes up, younger guy, scraggly-ish facial hair, wearing like a white hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
Says, I'll trade you my... Because I said...
TJ.
Okay. And I said, you called my name? And he said, well, you want a pack? I said, and a reliquary tower? He's like, no. And then TJ walks up and says, well, I'll trade you my reliquary tower for that pack.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm. Because you want that for Commander, right?
Yeah. And I want to see it. And it was a breeding pool, and he like handed it back to me and said, I can't take it. And I was like, it's cool. And he's like, no, I'm not going to take $15 from you. I said, I made the deal. It's mine. He would not accept.
He's a good guy, the sure boys.
That's an honorable thing. And TJ is an alright guy, and I'm going to have to...
You can make it up to him sometime.
I gotta do him a solid somehow in the future.
That reminds me, one of his friends sent a card with him, and I need to trade him for that before I leave tonight.
He already left.
Nice.
He was leaving right now.
Yeah, he's got his cousin, who also comes with, lives in Ripley, so...
I am trying to eventually acquire all the dual lands, but...
The original duels for Commander? Oh, you're talking about for Shocklands.
Shocklands, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the hottest card to come by these days is Shocklands. Everybody and their mother's trading for them. Of course, we talked about. I don't think we've talked about this on a stream before. And I apologize, we are killing time here because we're waiting to see what the top 8 guys do. They're talking about chopping the top 8. That drives me nuts because it's not even 11 o'clock. You came to play Magic. But anyway, the Shocklands are going to be. You're familiar with the thing they announced for Dragon's Maze.
Oh yeah.
Which is that all of the packs for Dragon's Maze, like the normal booster packs that you would buy at Walmart, there's not going to be a land. You know, all packs of Magic come with a basic land in them now.
Those are chopped.
They chopped.
Yes.
This is the most boring shop ever. Who's the top 8?
Not me.
Who was the guy who's like, we gotta chop. Who was it?
No one. Jamie
I mean,
asked
if you want to do an exhibition match, I'll play against somebody if anyone's interested.
Boring.
I apologize to the stream for not forcing playing throughout the top 8.
Did you win?
1-3-2.
So you missed.
I went 3-2.
Boring as heck, man.
So what does that mean when they chop? I'm actually not.
My game was good.
They're just not going to play the top 8. They're just going to take whatever the prize pool will be for the top 8, and then that's it. And the tournament ends, and they go home.
My game.
Usually that happens because there's time commitments, but it's not. It's just one after
Right
11.
now it's 0-0-0-0-0-0. Obviously, time is.
Yes, I do. All right, so if they're chopping the top 8, then we're going
is
to.
that TJ?
That is TJ.
That is not who I thought we were talking about.
Okay, it's a different guy. But anyway, they're chopping the top 8, everybody. So I apologize for the short run, but we did get some good Magic in. So make sure to check us out next Friday. We'll be doing the stream as well. Make sure you follow us on all various forms of social media. And for those of you who are going to be at Star City Games in Cincinnati, make sure you get in touch with me over the week so that we can meet up while we're there. So from myself, from Aaron, from TJ, who's floating right there, and from everybody else, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Rancor.